JamiaTV, Beacon for the Nation. This program is suitable for general viewing.
Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good evening to you and welcome to Live Real Talk Show. I am your host Zamzam Ahmed. Tonight, the 23rd of April 2024, I am joined by beautiful guests. We have Arfan Ahmed Mohammed, who is the chair lady of Msauni Parklands. We also have Isaq Abdullahi, the Secretary General of Msauni Parklands. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you doing this evening?
We're doing well.
MashaAllah, it's really amazing to have you guys here. You know, they say access to justice is a key pillar of any fair society and should not depend on how much money you have. Yet millions struggle to obtain legal representations. So tonight, since we have the representations of Msauni Parklands, the chair lady and the secretary general, we are going to highlight why legal aid is essential in protecting rights and promoting fairness. And that's the topic of tonight. Know your rights, free legal aid for everyone. Guys, legal aid. Maybe you can start by getting to know, you know, one biggest challenge we are facing as a community, we are facing as the people of the nation, is lack of awareness and lack of knowledge. So maybe to begin with, we can get to know what legal aid is.
Assalamu alaikum at first.
Wa alaikum salam.
Isaq Abdullahi, the Secretary General, the Muslim Student Association of the University of Nairobi, Parklands campus. Okay. I'm a law student, at the same time serving as the Secretary General of Msauni.
MashaAllah.
So when we say legal aid, we mean by providing access to legal services to the vulnerable members of the society. You know, Article 48 of the Constitution guarantees everybody's right to access legal justice. Okay. So we are bringing on board lawyers from different fields and connecting them to the less vulnerable members of the society, those who cannot afford legal services. We bring them together and maybe help them in legal assistance and maybe take up their case from there for those who can. Yes.
Now, why is legal aid essential?
Legal aid is essential simply because we are trying to make people aware of their rights. Maybe I'm aggrieved by my fundamental rights maybe be violated and I don't know how to take it up. So we empower these members of the society to show them how they can maybe get access to justice. Maybe they are aggrieved by problems in the society and they don't know how the correct procedure to approach these lawyers. So we bridge this gap and then connect them to the rightful people in the society who can take up their cases.
Wow, amazing. Let me come to you, Arfan. Yes. You know, when when people's rights are being violated, most of the people don't tend to seek justice, don't tend to seek for help. Why is it so that people fail to seek justice when even their rights are being violated?
So, number one, it's because people have the lack of awareness of their rights, as Isaq just said. I feel like if we were in a society where everyone knew their rights, like no one will sit back, like everybody will just be suing left, right and center. But right now, a lot of people don't know about their rights. That's why you find there's a lot of gender-based violence. There's a lot of women that are being bet up and they be like, oh, this is my husband. He will just change, and they feel like they have to sit down with their problems and they don't know if, you know, if today I have this right and if I go to court I'll actually be helped. So they don't have the awareness of their rights. Number 2 is the financial constraint, because the going to the court and like the process, it's very lengthy and it takes a lot of time and it has a lot of expenses. As much as the constitution says people should be given the legal assistance at a very reasonable price and everything, there are people who cannot even afford that reasonable price, so they just have to sit back with whatever problems they have. So those are the 2 main reasons why people don't go ahead with their problems.
Okay, now as Msauni, when we have these kind of challenges or these reasons that are making people not to seek justice even when their rights are being violated, how are they going to be helped? How is Msauni doing it to ensure that people are aware of their rights? People who lack financial support, they also get justice.
Okay, so that's why we are doing this legal aid clinic. We are bringing on board very capable lawyers, especially there's the county attorney of Garissa who's also going to be there, and she'll honor us with her presence. I feel like these people are people who are expertise first, and they're doing all this for free. So they'll get free one-to-one legal consultation for free. They'll be advised on where to take their cases, if it needs to be referred to a certain institution, because some cases cannot be listened in other places. It has its specific institution that actually listens to it. So once these people are told this is how to go about it, I feel like it will become better. So that's what MSAON is doing.
So is it something that you guys normally do? How often do you do it?
Well, we had a legal aid clinic last year. I feel like our chairman and the communication director was here with you last year. That's the first time we had the legal aid, and this is our 2nd time.
So it's something that you guys are planning to do it annually?
Yes.
Okay, I'll come to that one later on, because we really need to reach to a bigger audience in terms of the justice or the services that Msauni is offering to the people. Now, let me come to you as the SG. Probably you have really met different people with different issues. So what are the legal issues that people bring to a legal aid clinic, or they can bring to a legal aid clinic?
You know, the people in the society, they basically face too many challenges throughout their activities, maybe in what they engage in, maybe in their lifestyle. In the legal aid clinic that's going to be held at Isli High on the 2nd of May, we welcome matters such as family. In Kenya, we are blessed as the Muslim community in such a way that we have specific courts that deal with such matters. Predominantly only issues that affect the Muslim community, issues such as divorce, marriage, inheritance. That's the Qadi's court under the provision of Article 170 of the Constitution. We will bring on board lawyers who are capable in this field, renowned lawyers who are going to help you and advise you for free without charging you anything. Secondly, we are going to welcome employment matters, employment related matters. If you feel that you are aggrieved by your employer, you feel he's violating certain rights of yours, maybe underpaying, maybe overworking, you can come talk to us. Not us actually, but we are still students. Okay.
So you you're bridging the gap.
We are bridging the gap. We are connecting you with the problem, legal issue, to the right people in the society. Who are these right people? It's the advocates. We'll also be welcoming contractual issues. You know, most of the people in our communities, they rely on trust. Maybe oral contractual agreements, written. We will enlighten them on these factors also. We also welcome some aspect of criminal. We'll take them the procedure, how it's done, and how you can go about it. We'll also open to conveyancing and construction law. Anybody who feels he wants to seek advice in these fields, is welcome to the legal aid, inshallah.
Okay, now this is the second time as Msaun
Yeah.
doing the legal aid clinic. The first one was in last year. Perhaps can you tell us how the experience was and the number? They talk about monitoring, evaluation. So how was it like?
For us to do this thing for the second time means that the first one has already been successful.
Okay.
Last year we actually did it here in Jamia Mosque at the multipurpose hall.
Wow.
We almost served closely to 100 people, if my memory serves me right, and I stand guided on that one. These people, they had like a variety of problems, and the data which we actually got is that these people are the vulnerable members of the society, the less privileged. Because we, at the clinic, at the legal aid clinic, we do like the tiling. We see where you come from and try to assess which area needs these legal services more. That's why this year we have done a change of venue, doing at Isli High, targeting the less fortunate. People come from Huruma, Isli, Madare. Those are actually people who need it. So we'll try to bring the best lawyers that we can get, probably most of them Muslim lawyers, inshallah.
So the plan is to reach to a bigger population.
Yes.
And I know it's still early, but I'll still have to ask this question.
Yes.
So as an organization, as Msauni, how are you planning to ensure that you also reach to the people that cannot, or maybe that are not in Nairobi? Because I believe the underprivileged people mostly come from the northern part of the country.
To answer that,
Okay.
we are trying to reach the members of the community through different ways. This one being one of them, through media, social media, you know, and the live TV sessions, such as this occasion. We are trying to do brochures and flyers that will be distributed across Nairobi, and those that are outside Nairobi will see it through the social media, because we cannot reach them at this time. We don't have the resources to actually travel from here maybe to Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, Tana River to do these such legal services. But I'm sure there are organizations apart from Sauni that can do such activities, and Msaun Parklands is always welcome to such avenues in terms of collaboration. We'll do everything we can to help such people to reach to the less vulnerable, those who are actually those are the ones who much like need this such legal aid services.
Okay. Now let me come to you. Or do you have something to add on that?
Yeah, I was saying, and I also feel like from last year's legal aid to this year's legal aid, a lot has changed. Because last year's legal aid, it was only focused on just Muslims, but this year's legal aid, it's focused on everyone, whether you're a Muslim or you're not a Muslim. And I feel like maybe from next year and the years going forward, inshallah, under new leaderships, they can think on how to reach the other places, maybe Garissa, Mandera or Wajir. But as of now, we haven't yet.
Okay. Looking forward to that time, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Now, let me ask this one. This event, when is it?
It's on 2nd May.
Okay, that will be next weekend on Saturday, inshallah. So, how do you guys anticipate it will happen? In terms of the activities, in terms of the rundown?
To answer that, we will set up in a manner that we will be having different stations for the different legal fields that we have: family matters, succession, human rights violation, labor-related cases, the conveyancing, the land disputes. We will have many desks. You just come to the registration desk with your details, the ones that you feel you can provide to us, and then we connect you to the right lawyer who's available at that time. We will be holding it in a hall, And then there will be different stations, as I've stated earlier, with different lawyers who are capable in those fields that they have really in-depth knowledge about such issues. Yes.
Okay. Wow, amazing. Now let's talk about the impact. What do you think legal aid clinic, the impact that is going to create to the people that will come there?
A lot. I feel like for myself, and I did not know much about my rights up until I joined law school.
Okay.
And whenever there's genocide or whenever there's anything, and I know my rights and the law very well, I at least know what's happening and how to go about it, or how people will go about it. So that's what legal aid is about. When people are coming there, it's people who maybe haven't gotten the chance to access justice in the first place. So when they meet with lawyers who are willing to help them know their rights, help them know how, because there's actually a lot of backlog in the judiciary. There's a lot of cases that are not even resolved. 54% of the people go to the courts, but they don't have their cases resolved. So what this the lawyers and the legal aid, the impact that it will do is it will make these people more confident, knowing, oh, this is the procedures to be followed, this is how I should have gone about it, and this is my rights. So they'll go out of there having more confidence and more clarity. Yes.
Okay.
If I may add on that, we are trying to tell the people, our people, that we take the law as a tool of assistance, not a tool of oppression. We want them to know that they can they can get redress through the courts of law. They can actually bring up a case, and then the case gets solved, and then they get their fair share of justice.
Okay. You know, because you've mentioned about court is not a place where it is for, not for the oppressed.
It's not for oppression.
It's not for oppression.
For oppression.
But for?
But for it, we want to make it that a place where you feel happy when you go, and then you get justice.
Okay. Now the thing is, most of the people tend to misuse this kind of things. Now, you've mentioned about you know, we normally hear about divorce cases, we normally hear about inheritance. Those are the major ones. But there is another one that you've mentioned, the underpaid and the, what is it called? Overworked. So how is that? Do people normally come?
Yes, actually.
There's actually an employment act, yes.
Those employment matters.
Yes.
I stand guided on this. Article 47 of the Constitution guarantees administrative justice. You can't be working, maybe underworking. You're working for someone and he's not paying you the right amount for your job.
Okay.
So what do? You seek justice. Maybe you say, what I'm offering you is not equivalent to what you're offering me. It's a give and take. I have to serve you and you have to give me my fair right of share.
Okay.
That's it, yes.
Okay. Now, something else closer to that one is, you know, sometimes when I feel like things are not going the way I want, maybe I feel like I'm oppressed, maybe I feel like injustice is being done to me. So I can just come and then tell you a story. I bring up a story, then you buy it. Now you give justice to the person who is not supposed to get justice. So as a person maybe who wants to be there, what do I really need to have in order for me to maybe seek, come to that clinic aid? The legal clinic
Are
aid.
you asking the criteria? For you
Criteria,
to
maybe
come,
the requirement.
for you to come to the legal aid? None. Like the legal...
Okay, in terms of, because you're acting as the bridging the gap between the people who seek justice and the lawyers, right? So for me to get access to the lawyer, what do I really need to have?
To answer that, at first instance, you must, let's say, I don't want to put it in this way, but be it as it may, let me say that you must first have the problem.
Okay.
Maybe you feel your right has been violated. Maybe you want clarity on a section of the law. Maybe you want to seek redress or something of that sort. you must have the problem at first instance. Secondly, you have to have the proof that supports your story.
Now that is the thing I wanted to hear,
Yes.
the proof.
Yeah.
Now what proof is this? In what form should it come?
Maybe let's take an example, it's a divorce case. You say that I was married to person X, he divorced me, right now I have his children, I'm taking care of the children. What you can basically come with is just the divorce certificate or the talaq, be it written, the talaq can also be oral as well, you know. Maybe you tell us the person's name, and maybe you bring the birth certificates of the kids that you had under your custody. Maybe you're seeking a nafaka for them. Yes. You must have proof that supports your story. Yes.
Yeah, and the problem should be reasonable.
Reasonable.
It should be something that is clearly a problem, and that you're not just wasting the court's time. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. I think that was very nice for the first part of the show, Live Real Talk. And we're going to take a short break, but we'll be back with more on getting to know the importance of legal aid and all about the legal aid clinic that has been prepared by Msound. Therefore, stay tuned.
JamiaTV, beacon for the nation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
Enyi mlioamini, munapoitwa kuhudhuria swala ya Ijumaa, fanyeni haraka kuikimbilia, muache biashara zenu, hilo ni bora ikiwa mwelewa.
Isikilizeni kwa umakinifu khutba ya Ijumaa
ili uzidi kujenga imani yako na kupata faida nyingi ya siku hii.
Coming to you every Friday from Jamia Mosque, Nairobi.
Live on JamiaTV.
Verse of the day.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
المال والبنون زينة الحياة الدنيا والباقيات الصالحات خير عند ربك ثوابا وخير أملا.
Pearls of Wisdom.
Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu narrated that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "Whatever I have commanded you, do it, and whatever I have forbidden you, refrain from it."
JamiaTV, beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for keeping it at Jamia TV. This is our second segment of Live Real Talk Show with me, Zamzam Ahmed. And in studio, we continue the conversation with Arfon and Ishaq on matters of legal aid. So we had stopped whereby we were looking into the requirements to a person getting justice and something like that. Now, maybe to ask these other questions, because legal aid is something very important for everybody. Be it young or old, male or female. Now the question is, why is it important for legal aid services to be accessible to everyone, regardless of religion, regardless of their tribe, regardless of their background? Because most of the time people tend to view as women getting more justice, despite the fact that they are the people being their rights being violated. Or others tend to think that it's all about mentality. They think that children also get justice. We tend to forget about men. Now, how is it important for us to create awareness about legal aid services?
Okay, so first of all, in the Constitution, in Article 27, it says that the law is for everyone.
Okay.
It doesn't matter whether you're a man, you're a woman, you're a child. It doesn't matter. Like, the law is for everyone. Okay. So having discrimination like on different people and all that is completely against what the law stands for, and it's not right. So we need to ensure that discrimination is not there. We need to ensure that fairness is there. We need to ensure that equality is there in the way that everyone is accommodated with the law, because they are actually accommodated by the law in Article 27. Yeah.
Okay, let me come to you, Ishaq. You guys saw the need to do this legal aid clinic, right? So what gap or niche did you guys see in order for you to start this campaign or this clinic?
The biggest gap is the lack of proper education in our society. People don't know how to take up their rights, how to stand for themselves, how to claim their rights. We have seen in many circumstances where people are aggrieved but are shy of accessing the law through various channels. Maybe the law is a bit challenging, you know, and the corridors of justice is a bit intimidating to the ones that have no knowledge about the law. The main issue is educating these members of the society about their rights, about what the Constitution provides for them, what rights under the Bill of Rights do they have to claim, do they have to seek. Such issues is what brings up such initiatives in creating such legal aid services.
Now, how do we improve these legal aid services and the available? You know, sometimes people are living based on, especially when people are trying to get justice, sometimes you tend to find that nimeitishwa something small so that anaweza kanitetea. You know, these things happen, right? So how do we ensure that we better these services to the people or improve?
First of all, you should not take justice as something that you should take justice as something that you should. It's something that it's your right. It's not something that you can say I can do without. It's your right, so you have to claim it. The Constitution still guarantees that for you to access legal services, yes, there's some amount you have to pay. But this amount should not impede for you to access justice. They should be fair amount for you to pay. And the issues of for you to pay to access justice, yes, paying lawyers for you to go to court and stuff like that, but you don't have to pay other people, let's say the judicial officers or something of that sort. That's the decadence and the rotten of the reality that we live in. That's the reality that we live in, and people should avoid such things in our society, because it will lead to more problems. This means that whoever has something, the privileged members of the society are the ones who can access legal services, meaning that the less privileged people will be left outside. So I would encourage those who can afford legal services to use the right channels instead of going through what we call the corners.
Okay.
Just access justice as it is through the right channels.
Msemo wanatumia mlango wa nyuma.
Yes.
And then they end up crying.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let me come to Arfon. You know, as a young person, as a student, as a representative of Msaun, what role do you have in order to or play in promoting access to justice? Yeah.
Organizing legal aids and legal clinics to the best of our capabilities, bringing the best lawyers who are experts on board, and making sure anyone who wasn't able to access justice is accessing justice at a free cost, number one. Number two, also trying to propose for legal reforms, because you've seen people call us Gen Z nowadays because we are always doing mandamano and all of that stuff, but that is a very good way of trying to show the people that yes, this country is ours, and we'll do anything to access justice. If this is wrong, it's wrong.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Now, as organizers of Legal Aid Clinic, what challenges have you guys encountered when organizing this initiative?
In organizing such initiatives, as long as we are doing it for free, at the same time, for us as Msaun, we are incurring costs. Maybe venue, the logistics behind the scenes, maybe recreational things like snacks, tea, lunch. People are going to be there for the whole day. The second, apart from the financial constraints, we have the second thing is the unwillingness of the members of the society. Maybe we can attribute this to the lack of knowledge still, but the willingness of the community that we are approaching to host such initiatives, still people may not get what we are doing, but once we do such things with these problems that we still have, maybe they'll get to know. Lastly is actually bringing the lawyers. You see most of the lawyers, they want to do these things, but they don't have the time. So we have tried to negotiate with them, bring them on board, and most of them, alhamdulillah, so far they have accepted. In such an instance, now we plead for the members of the public to come out in large numbers. The lawyers are there for you, the advocates are there for you, we are there for you to help you in any matter that you may have on your mind on that day.
Now, are there any misconceptions that people have about legal aid and the justice system?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's the misconception that number one, if I go to court, my case won't be heard or it won't be solved. And most people, there are 20% of people who actually don't go to court whenever something happens to them, because they feel like, why should I go to court? Number one, the process is too long. Number two, even if I go there, my case won't be heard. But that is not true. Cases are heard, justice is served, and people get the justice they deserve.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, let me come to you, Ishaq.
Yes.
Sometimes people feel like it's better that I don't have the knowledge, because if I have the knowledge, it will really corrupt my mind. And sometimes it's something that we normally see. Especially, let me give a scenario whereby a woman is going to seek knowledge on maybe her rights. Then coming to a marriage setup or a family setup, wanasema anawaka moto. So how will me as a person, maybe somebody else there, maybe a wife there, or a husband, or other people's there, the vulnerable community, their perceptions, how will it change if they come to the legal aid clinic?
First of all, seeking knowledge is mandatory for everyone. Even us as Muslims, we are encouraged to seek knowledge.
Okay.
The Prophet ﷺ, in one of his sayings, said that you should seek knowledge even if it's far as China. So seeking knowledge should not be a problem in this common day, now in this world, because everything is available. If you want to seek knowledge, it depends on you. If you want to know your rights, still depends on you. The right resources are available predominantly in the internet and in the books. Law journals, law books, they are in most libraries. When you go find these libraries, what you will find is that the section of law is the section that has gathered more dust, because people fear the tool this called law. Because sometimes, as I've earlier alluded to, is that this tool called the law sometimes can be intimidating. Because let's say I have the knowledge of the law, you don't. Maybe I'll start corrupting your mind and start giving you false pretense and false stuff to gain from you. So we are trying to bridge that knowledge, to bring that knowledge on board, that the law is there for us, it's there to help us. It's not a tool that is going to oppress us. It should be taken as a tool of protection, not a tool of oppression.
Okay. Yeah. Now, this is something, this concerns everybody, I believe so. When it comes to rights, I have my rights, you have your rights. Those watching us have their own rights. Now, how will the community play? What role does the community play in ensuring that they create awareness about the legal aid?
The community can play in different roles, such as encouraging one another to seek knowledge about the law. Secondly, initiatives such as legal aid services can be organized in breaching this gap. We can still have the law literacy be included in the curriculum of education, be taught at young early ages. Another thing is we can use the technology that we have as a tool to learn about the law. Yes.
I was actually going to ask about that one. What role does technology play, or social media? How is it important to ensuring that we create awareness about the legal aid?
Social media is there for us to disseminate these such activities. We announce through social media, because right now what's available to us is the social media platforms that we can reach through many people. Which, let's say, like in a household, maybe 2 to 3 people have access to smartphones, meaning they have access to internet, and they can see such initiatives from such platforms.
Now, talking about the legal aid clinic, how is it important in creating or contributing to the fairness and equality in society?
It creates that because everybody will start knowing about their rights. Because remember, the main reason we are doing the legal clinic and the legal aid is because you asked us if we saw a gap that we needed to be fixed, and the gap that we saw that was there is people having less education about their rights. So once they know about their rights, and once they know about how, oh, I have this right as a person, fairness will automatically come, because they can stand up for themselves and they can access justice to their best capabilities. Yes.
Okay. Wow, that's really amazing. Anything you wanted to add on that?
No.
Okay. Now, there is something else. Sometimes there are so many things that really discourage people from getting justice, or rather seeking justice. And I think you've talked about awareness. I think you've talked about financial constraint and everything. Now, as Msaun, what is there for people in order, or how are you helping the people, other than having this legal aid clinic, because it's once per year?
We help as Msaun Parklands. We do not only do such legal aid, we rather engage in much more broader activities. We predominantly, our activities are based on students, student-based. We have 1 to 3 activities such as this legal aid, and maybe seminars that we organize, that we invite guest speakers to assert people more on their rights and such avenues. Yes.
Okay. Now, because this is something we're talking about, it concerns everybody, and it really needs, let me say, partnership or maybe collaboration. Now, how can partnerships between organizations improve access to free legal aid?
Okay, so when we partner with other organizations, we can do much more.
First, before you even answer that one, Azm Sauni, have you guys collaborated with other organizations?
Yes, we have quite collaborated with other organizations, Jamia being part of them, JamiaTV as the leading media partner. We have other institutions who have sought, maybe for us not to mention their names, because we are doing this for the sake of Allah. We are not charging anyone. We have partnered with many law firms, reputable ones. We have partnered with associations that deal with legal aid services. Yes.
Now, in terms of partnership, in terms of collaboration, I know different organizations, different institutions play different roles. So as Jamia maybe, or JamiaTV, I think mostly you can talk about creating awareness through the platforms like this.
Yes.
You've talked about law firms. Law firms is maybe connecting the lawyers to the vulnerable people, the oppressed people. How can people reach out to you, or how can they be part of this journey in terms of helping the people who really need this?
As Msaun Parklands, we'll endeavor to do such initiatives once every year, bearing in mind the difficulties in organizing such initiatives. The law firms are still widely open. Most law firms take pro bono cases. Maybe, let's say, I have a problem and I don't have the legal fees. I cannot raise the legal fees. Most lawyers will actually take up your case for free. Maybe in building, of course, in return they build their career and stuff. Yes.
Okay. Now, because time is really also moving so fast, perhaps a person might have not attended the first session last year and is eagerly planning to attend this coming clinic aid. So, what is it? What should they expect, and how can they be part of the team, or rather be part of the people that are coming to be educated?
Okay, so first of all, it's on 2nd May, inshallah, from 9 to 3 p.m. Everybody is welcome. It doesn't matter whether you're Muslim or non-Muslim, whether you pray in a mosque or a church, or you don't pray anywhere at all. The law is for everyone, and it does not discriminate. So you can be a part of this on that day, and everybody is very welcome.
Now, as we close our conversation, what advice do you have for the people? Let me start with Isaac. What advice do you have, or what's your parting shot to the people that are watching us right now?
My parting shot is that let's take the law as a tool of protection and not a tool of oppression.
Okay.
That's
and for Arfan?
I will just say the law is for everyone. The law is the law, and you should always strive to access justice no matter what. Yeah.
Wow, amazing, mashallah. I really appreciate you guys coming here, and that was really an insight about legal aid. And like I said earlier, that everybody has a right, and it should not be, or rather depend on what you have in your pocket. So as we come to the end of our discussion, one thing remains clear, that legal aid is not just a service, it's a lifeline. It gives a voice to those who might otherwise remain unheard, and it ensures that justice is not reserved for a privileged few, but access to all. And that was it for the night. Much has been said. Mark your calendars. The date is on 2nd of May, the next weekend, Saturday, inshallah. Make sure you be at Isli High. You forgot to mention that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And maybe for the person who wants to reach out, how would that be?
You can reach out through the Msaun platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and our email msaunparklands24@gmail.com.
Wow, thank you so much. That was really amazing. Until next week, I have been your host, Zamzam Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May you have a lovely weekend also.